Hi technology reviewers, how are you guys? We got another special video for the Webasto systems on an Audi A8, and not necessarily on an Audi A8. I got this car because it's the only car that I own that has a Webasto system built in. So we present problems into these videos for you guys to fix your cars. It's applicable only for the Audi cars and some models on the Volkswagen cars. So as you know guys, the Webasto system, it's independent from your engine. It's best when you buy yourself a car to mount yourself with that extra option of Webasto, or it's called Sirocco. It's another term. So I had another problem with the Webasto. Webasto didn't function. So you know, not all of us understand this, why this happens. Even the Webasto will not turn up or will not initiate a code in the VCDS. You know that video of Webasto I made a couple of years ago, and I solved a lot of problems and I help you guys. We have 58,000 views. If you remember that video, we had problems with the water pump. The water pump basically circulates the cooling agent of your car. The first thing that will do, depending how you're set up, will heat up inside of your car and then will warm up your engine to start best in winter. So I have even made some math how much Webasto will consume from your battery. It's not a great system because it uses your internal battery and your petrol or diesel, depending what car do you have. The biggest concern in cars fitted with Webasto is that if you travel a few kilometers or a few miles, it will not have time for the alternator to charge your battery of the car. So it's a big of a problem. The manufacturer recommends to travel long distances for you to charge your battery. So I got to admit, if I travel, and I don't want to travel with this car in the city, but I have to sometimes, especially into the winter, the alternator in 2 or 3 kilometers, for example, I have from my home to my office, the car doesn't have the necessary time to charge the battery. So I have to charge it with an external charger or with a solar sunroof. But you got to have sun, and in the winter, it's most cloudy and it's cold. And I got to say, this is my luck, because the photovoltaic solar sunroof will charge the battery, but will charge in winter in days. In the summer will charge fully in only 1 day the battery. The remote control of the Webasto, you know, you have beside the keys of your car, you have another remote control to start Webasto. The range of that remote control is somewhere maximum 400 meters, but that it's without obstacles between you and the car. And if you are catching with obstacles, 100 meters is good. So I made myself starting from the smartphone to start with a SIM, of course, with some electronics mounted in the car. I made myself to start the Webasto by smartphone, and this is a good thing. So this is the application when I turn on and turn off the Webasto. It's very simple, but this idea requires you to have some skills into the electronic domain. So if you are starting now with the car, it's locked. If you are starting Webasto on, the Webasto must start, and we must receive here 2 checks that the car received the command. I switch to Webasto, I give a command, and we have a check. When we have 2 checks, it means the Webasto, the car received the command, like here, and it starts the Webasto. And guys, I got to tell you, you got to have below 45 or 40 degrees if you want to start the Webasto. Above these temperatures, it will automatically start in Audi cars mostly. I don't know exactly if in Volkswagen cars, if you automatically start the climatronic, but in Audi cars it starts only the climatronic, and the advantage of the Webasto is that will circulate the pump and use the residual value of the engine. This means that you'll use the internal heat, if the engine is already heated, it will use that heat to maintain your internal temperature of the car, interior of your car. It's not necessarily to the cars to have Webasto on the right side, so I have it in the right side under this wing somewhere here. And I had a problem. I didn't have any error onto the VCDS, so it was a frustrating situation because the car didn't tell me what the problem was. VCDS has values to measure the Webasto system, and I had somewhere at 120 degrees that the car was not used, and I had the value 120 degrees Celsius. So it was a very high temperature, and the Webasto was cold. So it's a problem. Please do not get upset. The next videos I film to the service center with a mobile phone. The quality is not important. The important thing is the idea for you to fix your problems. By myself, I measure, and I started to think that it's a sensor inside the Webasto, and it was a sensor inside the Webasto burned. Replacing that sensor was simple operation, but if you don't know, and the Webasto will not tell you about this, you will not fix it. So let's see, guys, let's go to the service center, let's see how is the problem, and I'm going to show you in this review tutorial how to fix again your Webasto when the VCDS doesn't tell you anything.
So guys, this is the principal part, the guilty part that will make you problems. It's standing here on this metal part that it will sense the temperature of your Webasto. So this temperature sensor will think it's 120 degrees or 125 and will not turn on your Webasto. So cutting off, we will cut it off and we will replace it with the same temperature sensor that is on 10 kilo ohms. This is the sensor. We will just solder it there and we will put it like this to sense the temperature again. And this is the part. The hardest part is to the cooling agent to cut and loose, because it's in the front bumper. If you see, it's in the front bumper, and you got to take out a lot of parts of the car to for this facelift version, because it's right in the front. The wing is here, just to make yourself an image. So you got to take out the front cap, and then when you take out the front cap with 4 screws, you will get here. It's a little bit of trouble, but you lose small amount of coolant. This is the part solder, so now easily we will push it. This is the inside. I don't think it's a very big problem, but if we'll push it backwards just a little bit, and be careful not to touch the other electronic here, but I think it's a distance, it's a safe distance. I will push it here to stay perfectly. Another thing, I have a protection. It's pressing this metal bar, it's pressing just on that sensor, thermal sensor, and this is it. Now we're good to go. We can put the cap, the screws, everything there is, the coolant back, and test. So it has started, and we can see some smoke. We can hear Webasto. I can hear the pump, the coolant agent, some smoke, and it's starting to push the coolant through the system, and now it started to kick in the next speed. and it goes from partially part throttle to the full throttle. And this is the way, guys, to fix your Webasto. So now let's hear it, the Webasto work. It's in full throttle. It's a little bit noisy here, but you can hear it doing the job. And let's see in the car how is. And in the car, oh man, it's warm. It's already warm inside and good. So first thing, it gives on the windshield to defrost it. For the winter it's think this way if you have it on auto, and then it will give the air into the cabin inside the car.
So guys, I hope you like this review and tutorial of the Webasto. If you require, guys, I will publish more videos with the Webasto internal system. If you have questions and comment, start another community into this video like you started there, and gather ideas for us to help, because YouTube is not only a channel that you will entertain yourself and watch funny videos. YouTube can be, and it is, and are smart people who present ideas. The meaning of our channels is to help you free guys with ideas. So thumbs up for this video, subscribe that button, don't forget for the notification bell. Have a great day, guys. See you, bye.